there's the red light. You know the routine. We're waiting for the green light. And it says we're on the air. Hi, guys. Max back again. And it's not a gripe this time. It's a recognition, if you will, and a justification of government policy. Now, I'm not real good at justifying government policy. As you know, I'm an 85% Donald Trump kind of guy. I like him. I respect him. I vote for him. I think 85% of the time he's on target. The rest of the time, I think he's got his head up his rear. But that's another matter. Let's get down to no, I'm not a Republican. Nor would I ever be a Democrat. Oh, God, scary thought. Today in the news, fast boat, go boom. Fast boat, go kaboom. Burn, baby, burn. Bad man ship, go boom. What's all that mean in English? It means that the 8th boat in a row now, 8 boats, have been sunk and or blown up or both by the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard. All these boats, they're out there in the Caribbean, leaving Venezuela on a zigzag course to the United States. But today's was different. This one was on the Pacific side. I guess they thought if they changed bodies of waters, they'd fool us because America can only cover one ocean. Yeah, right. Let's get down to business. It's so funny. I hear people all the time saying, how can you blow up those boats? They're alleged drug boats. Well, let's get into that. First, get a drink. Good stuff. Quick, clear my throat. And there we go. A lot of people are whining about the Coast Guard and the Navy sinking alleged drug boats. The word is alleged or alleged, meaning, well, maybe. Let's put the word alleged into perspective, shall we? Of course we shall. Take a scenario. A boat is racing through international waters at a high rate of speed. It's headed from open water, originating, say, in Venezuela, okay? And it's headed toward the American territorial waters. Typically, this is a bullet-shaped boat, 30, 40 feet long, with 3 or 4 huge outboard motors, all pushing it as fast as it can go without tearing itself apart. The guys on the boat know they got to get somewhere, and they got to get somewhere quick. And they figure if we're fast enough, we can outrun that American Navy. Okay, maybe not. You've got, we're talking about outboard motors here, 200, 300 horsepower. These big monsters, Evinrudes, Mercuries, Johnsons, whatever. So this boat is racing through the waters, and he's in a zigzag pattern, which makes him harder to see on radar. It does lower your profile when you keep zigzagging. So he's doing this at really high speeds, which is risky. He's in danger of flipping over his own boat if he doesn't watch it. Well, now that's suspicious, right on the face of it. Let's go to detail. This boat can be seen holding large boxes, crates, packages, or something, all bound up with duct tape. I'd like to be a duct tape salesman in Venezuela. Make big bucks. Anyway, these packages pretty well fill every square foot of available space in this 30, 40 foot flat deck boat, which is whoosh, whoosh, just fast as they can go without exploding, okay? Leave explosion for later. These guys are driving their motorboat as fast as they can. And they're zigzagging. Well, all right, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're carrying donated organs, body parts, things that absolutely, positively have to get there overnight. Maybe they're carrying perishables. They're carrying ostrich eggs, fresh caviar, goat's milk. Maybe. Or maybe, just maybe, they're carrying huge quantities of cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, or some other such deadly and equally illegal drug. Well, so the U.S. Navy, so the U.S. Coast Guard, and their sea stallion choppers, they come over the boat. The boat's all floating along, chopper, and demands they stop the boat. They're not answering the radio, so the helicopter turns on this PA system 200 decibels. You understand? That's loud enough to conquer the noise of the chopper rotors and the outboard motors. They're saying, alto, alto, which just managed for stop, you dumbasses. And understand, you might take a guess that these boys heard it, because as soon as they hear it, they step on the gas. Hold it. And now they're going real fast. No more zigzag. Flat out, flat out. We're gonna outrun those gringos. Yeah, we are. No more zigzag. We're on a mission. Well, our boys in the helicopter take this as a sign that the boat people have something to hide, something criminal, and they're not going to submit to a search. They will not be boarded. Either the outboard motors get blown up, shot out by the Coast Guard's elite snipers. Imagine a sniper in a sea stallion, bucking in the air over the ocean. This boat's bouncing everywhere. And that guy's got a Barrett 50, and he's so good, one shot, one motor. 4 shots, he's got all their outboard motors on fire, and they're dead in the water. Now we send our pursuit boats, our Zodiacs, board the ship, take them. That's the easy way out. All right? Come on. Sometimes people die. Sometimes they don't. In any case, the whirlwind of ignorance and stupidity which empowered them to try and outrun a helicopter or a warship or a Coast Guard Navy pursuit boat, that's about as fast as they are. You understand? They can outrun a destroyer. They can outrun a Coast Guard cutter. They can outrun most of our pursuit boats because their boats are fast. But you understand something? They're not too smart, because you can't outrun an F-22 fighter jet or a Sea Stallion helicopter. Okay? Apparently airplanes and helicopters are faster than anything on the water. You understand? Anything. So, and we can't always go back and prove there were drugs in the boat after we blew it to smithereens and powder and dust, and most people die, or everybody dies, or nobody dies. The evidence is blown up, but understand their behavior says it all. We can go back and often find drugs. Once in a while, we disintegrate that boat with a missile. Yeah. Once in a while, we do that. Well, don't do the crime. You can't pay the time. And in this case, that time is paid in hell. You understand? If you will, please, every year over 100,000 Americans are directly, adversely affected by illegal drugs. These are mostly smuggled from the South American drug cartels, such as the ones in Venezuela. Every year, 100,000 or more people are crippled, disfigured, their health is destroyed, or they're killed. And understand, if they're not killed, you know what you got? You got another burden on our medical system. I'll get into that another day. You pay too much, you get too damn little, you wait too damn long. Our medical system is one of the best in the world, and the absolute most expensive in the world. Do we need to burden it anymore? It's in some states, it's collapsing quickly. With fentanyl, with heroin, with cocaine, with all these drugs, they're spending an inordinate amount of their time treating these people who have no money to pay the hospitals. So when they don't pay it, guess what, baby? You pay it. I pay it. I don't make enough money to justify the payment, so I'll say this, okay? Keep up the ocean patrols, both sides of South America. Take our Pacific, take the Gulf of America, take our Caribbean. Give those boats a chance to submit. If they catch you, you pull over, submit to a search, get yourself arrested. And if you don't, boom, burn, baby, burn. That's all I got to say.